Welcome back, or welcome to, I should say, Daytime Ottawa. Well, welcome back, if you stuck with us since Friday and you've been waiting, like, Derek, when is this show coming back? It comes back every Monday, not to worry. Already having a great conversation with my next guest, because if you know me well, you know I absolutely love sports. And by the way, it's past 2 o'clock, so that means all the bids for the Ottawa Senators are in, and we'll keep you updated on that, probably talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But let's talk some basketball, because the Ottawa BlackJacks have their season opener coming up, and I'm joined by Jevohn Shepherd, the General Manager and Vice President of Basketball Operations at the Ottawa BlackJacks. Welcome, Jevohn. How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Let's first of all talk about the Canadian Elite Basketball League. For people that perhaps are tuning in and they're not familiar with the league, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's a league by Canadians for Canadians, and it's a league one in its own, right? One of its first, right? In the sense that we have all of our best Canadian talent on our Canadian soil, right? And even myself have been one of the players that have traveled abroad to get an education and play collegiately Division I basketball and then went to Europe. But you have all of our players in our own home, in our backyards, and I think that's so special, and that says a lot about the league, and it's also helping to develop the game in Canada, right?
Absolutely.
So I think from that standpoint, it's been special.
You mentioned I saw your career, as you said, you traveled to Europe and didn't necessarily, there wasn't a league. No. When you look at it now, do you think to yourself, man, I wish there was an opportunity for me to stay here in Canada and play myself?
I'll tell you, as every summer rolls around, I try and get myself in shape and think maybe I have one more lap to go. But no, I look at it and it's created so many opportunities for a lot of these guys, because there's no professional basketball being played outside of the NBA at this point right now. So the opportunities that are in front of you have a plethora of GMs across, whether it be the G League, whether it be Europe, whether it be, and even some NBA GMs that are focused on this league right now and evaluating the talent that is here. And it's a respected league, right? So I think from that standpoint, if a guy like myself, I absolutely do regret being born a couple years too early.
Right.
But no, for these guys, it's tremendous to see them capitalizing and seizing these opportunities here in front of them. And again, it just continues to help to grow the game, because, the national team guys, they compete together. But now you have them sprinkled out throughout these teams, and you have the younger generation. They're playing against guys that they've read about, seen about, heard about, and this is the first time you're able to pool everybody together. So I think that's important for our country, important for the game, and just being able to really center and pool together those generations of basketball.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's exciting times for Canadian basketball. Let's talk about this roster. A bit of a local flavor at all on the roster this year?
A bit. We got, we've re-signed Tommy Scrub, who I think everybody's a bit familiar with, Maxime Boursicolle, Guillaume Pepin. Working on a couple more, but I'm not ready to let you in on my secrets yet. So we have, we've done a good job there of just retaining some of our core group from last year, and again, having that local flavor. And I think that's important as well, because, those guys have the opportunity to build their brand within their community.
Right.
But again, you look at the local universities here, it's just such a rich culture, basketball culture, and there's a younger generation that's looking up to those guys, the local guys, more importantly. So I think the impact and influence that they've had has been, has gone well.
I know you're excited about every signing, but is there a free agent signing that kind of stands out that you guys brought on this year and you said, look out for this particular player?
You know what? Somebody asked me that earlier today, and I don't think there's one signing in particular. I'm more excited about the fact that we're able to retain, 7 or 8 of our core group guys, because we know what you get from them, and it's such a short league that you have the ability now to just expedite that process of building cohesion, building chemistry. So to see those guys and how they've improved during the winter season, and the fact that credit to them, they were all excited to come back. I don't know if it was the city, the food, the bars, whatever it was, but they were excited to come back, and that meant a lot to us. And then we sprinkled in a couple other pieces that we're going to get familiar with over the course of training camp. But no, I won't single out one guy because I don't want to place that expectation on them.
I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, our core group, excited to have them back.
Every team, in particular, every coach has a certain style, a certain brand of basketball that they like to bring. What style of basketball will we see here this year?
Well, that's James DeRoe, our head coach there, and everybody here is familiar with him from the Ottawa U. But it's funny you asked me that because just leaving media day right now, just hearing some of the players talking, the sentiment was coach just wants us to be confident. He wants you to feel confident shooting the basketball. And a lot of guys were walking by me and saying, yeah, like I feel good. Coach said I can shoot the ball. I've never had this opportunity before. And I'm saying, whoa, hold up. Let's reel it in a bit. But no, I think it's just, a lot of motion. A lot of guys on the team have, a wide skill set. So we want to have that versatility and, yeah, give them the confidence to play free and just score the basketball. But at the end of the day, you want to put the ball in the hole. Right. You want this game to be fun. You want the guys to enjoy it. You want the fans to have a great experience as well. So we're going to be up and down. Because these guys want to entertain,
too. Yeah, right? At the end of the day, it's not just about you want to win, but there's an entertainment aspect to the game, too.
There is. And that last year, speaking of last year in entertainment, Zena Endosman, he came in, played minimum minutes early, but became a fan favorite as the season went on because he went out there, he competed hard, and he was dunking the basketball. He's playing above the rim. The fans loved it.
Nice.
And I think entertainment is not just, the crossovers, making a guy break his ankles or dunking the basketball. It's competing at a high level and that level of intensity. And I think Zena came out last year and just really embodied that and just became quickly a fan favorite.
Oh, yeah. Fans appreciate hustle, right? They see you out there hustling and putting your all in. There's no doubt. Let's talk about, obviously the game's a big part of it, but the in-game experience is also a big part. And I know you're bringing in local artists. You want to have them being part of the in-game experience and entertainment. Tell me about that.
Yeah, and I think that's a part of the culture, right? The Ottawa culture that we want to embrace. We want to embody and intertwine with what we do, not just the on-court experience, but it's, local artists, local musicians, and what does this city have to offer, and how can we pool that together? How do our fans get to see that? How do we showcase some of the local talents as well? And that was a great thing for us last year. I think our halftime experience and shows were probably the best across the league. And a lot of the local talent, they got opportunities from it as well. So we want to continue to do that. And I think it's amazing. It's some of the stuff that I can't even do. When I try and paint, I can't even write my name, much less.
You mentioned community. Community is a big part of what you do as well. You've got your basketball clinics. You've got tournaments. How important is that?
It's huge because you're developing. I'm always thinking, 2-3 generations away, right? And one of the important things, and you mentioned it as well, is just having local talent. Now, how do you continue to have local talent on your team? Is you have to grow the community. Right. So through 3-on-3, through our, some of our other initiatives, we get out there in the community and try and support this game and encourage and grow this game at that level. And I think there's a trade-off. Later, 2, 3, 4 years down the line, some of those youth are going to be on this very team.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, if you're not a basketball fan and you're like, oh, you know what, I'm not a fan, go and see a live game, and I guarantee you they will change your mind on it. Jevohn, a real pleasure having you today. Thanks so much, and have a great season, and I'm sure we'll catch up throughout the season. Again, the home opener is happening May 24th, TD Place Arena. You can find out all the information on tickets at theblackjacks.ca. We'll be right back after this.